And I asked, Swami, બરાબર તો તમે શું પ્રાર્થના કરી? You know what Swami said? Swami કે આ ધર્મનું સ્થાન છે. હજારો વર્ષથી people have been praying. સ્વામી કે અમે એ ભગવાનને પ્રાર્થના કરી કે જેણે જેણે અહીંયા પ્રાર્થના કરી છે એ બધાની પ્રાર્થના ભગવાન પૂરી કરે. So then I said, Swami, તો what about the second flower? સ્વામી કે હવે પછી પણ જે પ્રાર્થના કરશે એની પણ ભગવાન પૂરી કરે. I ask you, can you ever imagine the Pope coming to Ram Janmabhoomi? Ask yourself. There's nothing wrong. I believe everybody is generous. Can you ever imagine some people or religious heads of another faith coming down to Dwarkadish and to pray? Pramukh Swami, through this moment, he defined my concept of spirituality. If you are pure, then whichever post box you post your letter from, it reaches God. You don't need to post it in this way or that way if the address is perfect. If your faith is perfect, it always reaches God. So these were defining moments which keep me strong in a religious path, in a religious way. I think they also help each one of us. When we rise beyond something, ultimately, I also want to tell you that it is also true that, Pramukh Swami is seen and valued by the great things he has done. 1,200 temples, unbelievable. You try and run just a small temple in your home. Aarti time na thai. I'm just trying to tell you. And third, કેવો થાય? હજુ તો ભગવાન લેવા જાય પહેલા લઈ લઈએ આપણે. It's like a conveyor belt. ભગવાન કે the third goes because we're in a hurry. I'm trying to tell you to have 1,200 temples, huge, which not only attend to spiritual activities, but all the social and emotional needs of the people, and all running like clockwork. That's an achievement. But I think that is visible, Pramukh Swami. That's not Pramukh Swami. Of course, he has created Akshardhams, which have been mentioned in Guinness Book of World Records, and people say and hailed as the largest Hindu temples in the world. That's true, but that's not what Pramukh Swami is. By the way, I also want to tell you, Smithsonian Institute, which is reputed for technology, science, and exhibitions, and fairs, and museums around the world, a master of communication, Smithsonian Institute made a list of 25 places you should see before you die. And Akshardham tops that list in Delhi. So I want to tell you that, of course, all these things that Swamiji has done, they are powerful, important. As you know, he also runs 160 humanitarian activities, from schools to hospitals to tribal to the addictions to so many environmental, so many a spectrum of activities. But I'm here to tell you that is visible. You know what's invisible that Pramukh Swami is? And I also want to share with you this incident which will clear so many cobwebs from your mind. I remember that somewhere, I think it was 2009 or 2010, Swami was sitting on his bed in Mumbai. For the last 30 years, every time Swami goes to bed, few saints like us would crowd around his bed and we'll give him good news. Sara samachar. We would say, Bapa, atyara deshma saru thyu. Swami, atyara આ પ્રશ્ન તો પતી ગયો, સારું થયું. આપણે નર્મદાનો ડેમનો પ્રશ્ન તો એમાં સારું થયું. All these little things were considered good news, great news. Even if our temple is being built, suddenly we say, Swami, આ પ્રશ્ન તો it's been cleared, fine, સારું થયું. Every night, there will be some sadhu giving some good news to Pramukh Swami. And never in his entire life he has given us any news. First time in Bombay, while we were all standing, Swami was sitting on the bed. Swami suddenly looked at us. Swami said, Vivek Sagar Swami? Vivek Sagar Swami was there, our senior sadhu, and all of us were standing next to him. Swami ke, Vivek Sagar Swami, આજે હું તમને બહુ જ સારા સમાચાર આપું. I said, really? Every day for 30 years we are giving him news. I'm wondering what is a good news for Pramukh Swami. થાય ને આપણને, કારણ કે he is good himself. What is a good news? And when he was so much satisfaction on his face. Swami કે હું તમને બહુ જ સારા સમાચાર આપું. Vivek Sagar, today I'll give you some really good news. My mind started working overtime. So I started thinking, we were like trying hard for our land in New Jersey. Has that been finished? Oh, we had an issue in LA. Has that been completed? We are struggling in Sydney. Is it done? Oh, this is something that Bapa has given us so much blessings for. Has that been done? We live in a world of visibles. We live in a world of things. We are action-oriented. So we believe good news has to be result-oriented. We always believe, thai to saru, thai to saru. You know, Swami, very lovingly, he produced a postcard. Handwritten postcard. He had kept near his bed. He produced a postcard. Do you know what he said? Swami ke Vivek Sagar Swami, છેલ્લા 35 વર્ષથી, for 35 years, એક આપણા સત્સંગી બેન, સ્વામીએ નામ પણ આપ્યું. સ્વામી કે આ બેન દર વર્ષે મને પોસ્ટકાર્ડ લખે અને દર વર્ષે સ્વામી કે હું એના માટે હું પ્રાર્થના કરું છું. અને ધેન સ્વામી સેડ કે આજે એનું પોસ્ટકાર્ડ આવ્યું કે 35 વર્ષ પછી મારા ધણીએ મને ઘરે પાછી બોલાવી. સ્વામી કે સારામાં સારા સમાચાર છે. For Pramukh Swami, if one isolated, struggling, hurt lady, if she finds peace in her own life, in her own family, it is a bigger news and Akshardham. Akshardham karta પણ Pramukh Swami માટે peace has always been his concept. To all those people who feel that maybe Swami has ignored women, not at all. Why would a lady write regularly? Why would Swami do a mada in his puja regularly for her? Faith goes beyond all the divisions that divide us. Swami, when he said that to me, my concept of spirituality changed also on that day. If your spirituality hurts somebody, if you're haranguing, તમારો આગ્રહ હોય અને પેલાને બિચારાને ન આવવું હોય મંદિર, and if you force him, that is not spirituality. You have to give him space and peace. Pramukh Swami has always given this space and peace. This is what a moment that is lasting deep in my heart. Another moment, I think, which I cherish very deeply. Once again, we were in Delhi. On Swami's bed, Swami called me, he was in his bedroom, some kind of work hatu. So I went down, couple of other sadhus were seated. On his bed, there was a sheaf of paper. Maybe 50, 60 papers. Straight away, I went down to touch those papers. Swami ekdam casually mane kidhu, tara kam na noy. So we had a very friendly relationship, sometimes over-friendly. He told me specially, Saike tara kam na nahi. I looked from far, they were all in English. Meku tamarai kam na noy. Because he doesn't understand or read English technically, I have to be very honest. So I picked out those papers up. Meku papa tamarai kam na nathi. And when I started reading, it was a whole document prepared by Guinness Book of World Records, which had outlined all 1,000 or more temples by Pramukh Swami with the name, address, and checking and telephone number. They did a perfect, thorough survey before they claimed, okay? So I said, Swami, this is a list of the temples you've built. So he paid attention to me. Because Swami, તમે પાંચમું મંદિર ક્યારે બાંધ્યું? We didn't have an answer. Then I said, Swami, તમે મહુધામાં મંદિર ક્યારે બાંધ્યું? Didn't know. સુરતમાં? Didn't know. Nairobi? Didn't know. He said nothing. He couldn't remember. Technically, he couldn't remember. Then slowly he smiled and said, Swami ke જો જે લિસ્ટ બનાવે ને એ મંદિર ના બાંધે અને જે મંદિર બાંધે એ લિસ્ટ ના બનાવે. The strongest message from this priceless moment is stop making a list of your achievements, then the world will count them. આપણે તો આપણું લિસ્ટ જ હોય. ઘણા અમને કે અમારું 50મું પ્રવચન, કે આ 15મું. I have known that people, once they retire, their visiting card is always filled with former. Don't do that. People value and love you as you are. ઉલટાનું બધાને પ્રશ્ન થાય કે આ ફોર્મર તો પ્રેઝન્ટ શું? Stop making a list. In his entire life, Pramukh Swami has not made a single list. And he has never given ear to his praise. I remember after Akshardham was made, all these people who came with hordes of opinions, almost everybody had said a wonderful thing to say. Once while he was eating, Vishwavihaરી Swami અમે બધા બેઠા અને we started reading out the great wonderful comments. Amazing, great service to the culture, unbelievable, magical carvings, intricate this, not even the rulers have done this. બધું હતું. After about 5 minutes, Swami was eating. Swami said કે આ શું છે? અમે કીધું સ્વામી આ બધું અભિપ્રાય. સ્વામી કે આવું ને આવું જ ચાલવાનું છે? Look at પ્રમુખ સ્વામી, so direct. સ્વામી કે આવું ને આવું જ ચાલવાનું છે, મીન્સ આ બધા કાગળિયા આવા જ છે? અમે કીધું હા. સ્વામી કે કામ કરો, આ બધા કાગળિયા લઈ ઓશિકા નીચે મૂકી સૂઈ જાઓ. કોઈને પ્રશ્ન થયો હોય, પાણીનો પ્રશ્ન, લાઈનનો, બૂટનો, કાંઈ તકલીફ થયો હોય તો સ્વામી કે એ મને કહો, આ કહેવાની જરૂર નથી. ધીસ ઇઝ પ્રમુખ સ્વામી. He has created an environment. These moments always lift me up. When somebody doesn't praise you, suddenly you think, બરાબર છે, ઓશિકા નીચે મૂકીને સૂઈ જાઓ. When somebody hurts your ego, you have to remember, I should be small. When somebody fights about religion, he tells us that there is something beyond the religion that keeps dividing us. And that's why I want to tell you, one of the strongest moments which I will cherish, and I have to confess in all humility before you, that, when Tejas Patel was treating Swami, for 4 years, Swami wasn't well. Actually, he was bedridden. A person who has traveled to almost 250,000 homes, 17,000 villages, who knew the world and the systems of the Sanstha at his fingertips. You can tell him something now, and after 20 years, he can give you that answer. This is Pramukh Swami. Someone who was far beyond a normal human capacity. I know if you went down right now, Lady Sahib, he would start from London. He would start from everything. You would probably forget and he would remember that. This is Pramukh Swami. But when Tejas came down, Swami had stopped eating. બેડમાં પડખું પણ ફરી ન શકે. And I came down with Tejas, and Tejas was telling me કે સ્વામીની કેવી તબિયત છે, તમે જ પૂછો. For 4 years he had been treating Swami. When we entered the room, he was dimly lit and Swami was looking from his bed, bedridden હતા. Tejas asked કે બાપા કંઈ ફરિયાદ? And the glow I saw on his face, the light I saw in his eyes, the smile I saw on his face, he said, મારે શેની ફરિયાદ હોય? Even after living the best of lives, we still fill our lives with complaints. I'm telling you, even after having the best of husband or wife, we still fill the forms with complaints. Who can tell me God has not given you more than your own share? Come on. But we still look at life. Don't fill your life with complaints and complaints. Here, Pramukh Swami had everything to complain. આપણે તો એવું કે ડૉક્ટર દવા બદલો અને છેલ્લે ડૉક્ટર બદલો. આમ બિંગ ઓનેસ્ટ. મારે સેકન્ડ ઓપિનિયન જોવે. તમે ક્યાં એવા VIP પેશન્ટ છો કે 10 ઓપિનિયન જોઈએ? But I'm telling you, when the look I saw on Pramukh Swami's eyes, I was so dumbfounded that I decided in my life never to complain about anything ever again. That's how you can cherish a moment that you live. Stop complaining. And what do you gain? શું મળે છે? Somebody did injustice to you. કોણ કહે છે life is fair? Come on. Who told you life is fair? Somebody is born in a poor family, somebody is born in a rich. You were born with greater brain, somebody wasn't. You have a full body, somebody has a weaker body. You were born here, somebody is born in a different place. Who says it's fair? Somebody gets 80 years, somebody gets 40. શું તમે મને ફેરનેસની વાત કરો છો? The only fair thing that you can do is the life you live it well. Cherish the moments and learn how to shape your moments that come in the future. And I'll tell you, the greatest lesson Pramukh Swami taught me is the day he passed away. It was so shocking. And we knew. I can't tell you that we didn't know something like this happened, but we didn't know that this would happen like this. And I remember Sarangpur is a very small village. We also had a discussion. Sarangpur is a village where there are more peacocks than people. Atyara, if you want to go to Sarangpur, it's a 3.5 hour journey where the roads are ruthless. We started wondering કે સ્વામીનો અત્યારે દેહ છે તો આપણે શું હરિભક્તોનું દર્શન કરવા, will we take it somewhere else? What will happen? What should we do? As we were wondering and still thinking, I'm being very frank, as we were wondering, still thinking, thousands and thousands of people started arriving from nowhere. Ane, in these 4 days, more than 2.1 million people streamed day in and day out, day in and day out. No commotion, no chaos, quiet, piousness. And when I saw that, I thought love barabar che, you don't measure love by numbers, that's not important. But when I saw, what did I see, Kau? How little I knew about Bapa. I have to tell you. I used to think that I know a lot about him. On that day, I felt how little I knew about him. There were people who are not Swaminarayan. There were people who are atheists. There were people, technically I want to tell you, those who are also criminals, they came to us and said, I've given up. There were people who really felt that whatever that they wanted to tell to Swami, they wanted to tell him now. They had not even seen him once. If you think that all 2.1 million people were Swaminarayans, you're wrong. That's when I felt how little I knew somebody whom I loved so much. I'm telling you, I'm giving you a message that yes, you love your wife, you love your husband, you love your children. But don't let a time come when you feel how little you know about the person that you loved much. Get to know them while they're alive. Understand them, share your life with them while they're alive. That's important. And the second thing I want to tell you, that when I saw thousands of people, saints from all orders, people from all walks of life, just coming in, paying respect, loving, even, giving up something that they had never given up. That's when I found out when, actually, for 4 days, I always felt that Swami was alive. I'm being frank. When you saw him, you would feel he would just speak. So we were running, and we could not have imagined that 8,000 volunteers and sadhus, 1,000 sadhus could stay without food, water, and sleep. 4 days on the trot. It's energy. So we thought, but the moment when the funeral pyre was lit, we all broke down. We broke down so deeply, and that's when I got a flash, and I believe that I felt how wrong I had been all my life. Why? All my life I had been telling people, discoursing, sometimes even shouting, that Pramukh Swami is the unique leader of BAPS. That's when I felt that Bapa was beyond BAPS. I'm going to tell you the truth. He's beyond even the Swaminarayan Dharma. Yes, we may take pride saying Bapa Pramukh Swami is Swaminarayan Dharma. He was beyond. All these moments started flashing back into my mind. He is beyond Gujarat or India. He was like a cosmic entity. And one of the reasons, and if even there are medical doctors present here, you can go down and talk to Tejas, you can go down and talk to the forensic experts. There was one worry which was always troubling us. કે સ્વામીનો દેહ, કારણ કે મોટા મોટા માણસોનો one day the body starts decomposing. We were constantly worried. Okay? But I'm telling you, everybody who is present here, this is the first time, and even Tejas could not believe, the forensic expert said, ke 4 days on, no formalin, no embalming, nothing done to the body. Swami's glow and light kept increasing. And on the 4th day, we had brought him in a palki, we took him in a palki, and we remember, Swami ne jare Panchamritnu stan karayo, that Swami's hands, there was no technically rigor mortis, the hand was moving, the fingers were moving, everything was moving. I am not trying to tell you this was a miracle, but I'm trying to tell you, it's a moment that told me he was something different. So all I ask you, as I conclude, all I ask you is a simple thing. Like I said, sometimes life is made of simple questions and simple answers. We complicated time. I'm asking you simple 5 questions, and the answers are so simple. What nationality is the son? Is it Russian, American, Indian, Pakistani, Afghan, British. The sun is there for those who want sunlight. What color is air? Is it black, brown, yellow, red, Chinese, brown? Air is colorless. It is there for those who want to breathe. What religion does water belong to? Christians, Hindus, Muslims, Jewish, Buddhists. Water is there for those who want to quench their thirst. What class or caste does earth belong to? Upper, lower, and the thousands of castes that we have divided India into? I'm asking you, what caste or class does earth belong to? And what race does space belong to? Just because we landed on the moon, that doesn't mean we own the moon. It is for those who want to imagine and explore the vaster realms of the world. I just want to tell you that Panch Tattva, Prithvi, Jad, Tej, Vayu, Akash, which create the cosmos, are universal, owned by nobody, enjoyed by everybody. Saints and presence like Pramukh Swami are universal. They are beyond everything that we think of, and they are actually owned by nobody, and they are there for everybody. And the most important part, message is, whatever happens in your life, what Pramukh Swami has taught me, that even one moment of your life has the power. Barnani moment unati keto. One moment, the right moment has the power to rejuvenate your life. I'll leave you with one example in conclusion, which is very important for everybody. Tell your children this example. Tell the people who are down and difficult, tell them this example. One moment, the story of the Brooklyn Bridge. There was a father and son, John Roebling and Washington Roebling, both were engineers. They came up with a dream plan of building a Brooklyn Bridge from Manhattan to Brooklyn. It was about 0.5 kilometer long. The longest suspension bridge of that time, this is in 1870. Everybody thought this was a dream and a conjecture, this would never happen, this is just a whim. But Washington and John Roebling decided, they do plans and everything before the Khat Vidhi of the bridge. John Roebling died. So the only person responsible with the blueprints was Washington Roebling, his son, and his wife Emily Roebling. He was engineer. He had this dream against all odds and against all opposition. He has this dream to fulfill and make that dream, that bridge, possible. But in 6 months of beginning the work, Washington Roebling, he suffered a brain stroke, paralysis attack. His entire body from the neck downwards was paralyzed. He stopped and lost his speech. Part of his brain was working, and the only thing he could do was move his front finger of the right hand. Ek angdi halavi sake, baki he could not speak, he could see. He could not communicate. The only thing moving was his finger. Again, the critics came forward. This is a foolish bridge, drop the project. When Emily Roebling sat at the bed of her husband, he indicated with his eyes, she brought in the plans. He created a system of a language by tapping his first finger in the palm of his wife, Emily. All the engineers would come along. He stationed his bed in a way that he could see the building of the bridge from the window. Just by tapping his finger, in 13 years, by 1883, the Brooklyn Bridge was made by tapping of a single finger by Washington Roebling. He knew that he would never walk on that bridge. He knew that he would not be there even at the opening of that bridge. He knew there would not be a single photograph of his for that bridge. And that's why the bridge still stands whenever you go to US. And the name of that bridge has a beautiful carving of John Roebling and Washington Roebling, because one moment of his dad he cherished. Son, together we want to build this bridge. Cherishing that moment, keeping it alive, visiting it again and again. He didn't go down for a positive thinking book. He didn't go down to find all the essence of scriptures. He didn't turn to any religious people. Just a memory or a word of his dad, which he made his own, gave him the power to create this. So this evening, as we leave you, all I want to say, that one memory of your own life will motivate you for life. If it's a cherished moment of somebody you love, like your friend, your mother, your dad, then their memories will elevate you. Your memories will motivate you. Their memories will elevate you. And when you cherish the moments of somebody like Lord Ram, Lord Krishna, Lord Swaminarayan, Pramukh Swami Maharaj, then those moments will liberate you. So how do you go beyond time? You stop it by delving into your own moments, which are priceless. They have the power to change your world. Thank you very much.
Just half a minute. For 95 minutes and 59 seconds, please, just half a minute. Time stood still. Whenever you have been here, it has been priceless moments of time for AMA. And we cherish them. Each one of you will recall for 16 years in a row, we have had the unique privilege, year after year, of having Brahmavihari Swamiji come. Today he spoke on time, but every time you are here, you have gifted us priceless moments of time. Thank you very much. Friends, the most precious and cherished and priceless moments of time of Brahma Vihariji have been captured by us at AMA. As you know, Swamiji